This has been a curiosity for me, sex, since I was a teenager, right?
Mm.
Sex and also those deeper energetic realms of spirituality and yoga and meditation, qigong and that sort of stuff. From a young age, I was interested in those things and I pursued yogic practice. I did yoga teacher trainings. I did silent meditation retreats. I studied different religions. And at the same time, in this different compartment of my life, there was sex. And I was fascinated by it. I was super attracted to women, super curious about sex. And at the same time, all these practices that I was studying around spirituality and energy, none of them ever mentioned sex. In
Mm.
fact, there was almost like uh, um, an anti-sex attitude in a lot of those things. And it felt like this really strange disconnect in my body and in my mind and heart and spirit. And at a certain point, I discovered a book. I believe it's called Sexual Energy Ecstasy. It's a blue book. I don't remember exactly, but it was like 12 years ago. And it gave me this idea that you could actually mix yoga and intention and presence with sex. And it was this like the beginning of a process of merging those two worlds for me that has been a sort of lifelong journey since then. But
Mm.
that was a really catalyzing moment. Like a huge light bulb went off in my head because there was so much programming around sex not being spiritual and sex not being good and sex, pushing it to the side, that it was beautiful to experience that coming together. And so fast forward a little bit, I started to try those practices, and I regularly struggled with premature ejaculation during that time. So it was a little extra motivation to dive more deeply into that. And I tried it a bunch. I had some successes, and then I noticed that it started to make me feel like, oh yeah, I'm a sex master. I got this all figured out, and it got to my ego and got to my head, I guess, sort of similar to what you were saying. And there was a certain point where I had to take a step back because at the same time I was struggling with a porn addiction, yada, yada, yada. Fast forward to now, I feel like I've come into a much more balanced place with things too.